So tell me the evolution of Goodwipes. How did it start? How did you think? How did you execute? What did you do?
Do you want to start with the story, and then I'll kind of get into the fruition?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So it started. Charlie and I have both been habitual baby wipe users our entire lives, in and out of the restroom. Right. We did not know each other growing up, but when we were in college, we were in the fraternity house, looked underneath the stall, and noticed that we had a commonality: baby wipes.
Baby wipes.
Baby wipes. We had a nice little chat afterwards, and I was very vocal. I said, I can't believe no one else uses these, especially guys. And Charlie said, I thought I was the only one. I said, you're dead wrong. And I said, let's champion this cause. And we did, and within 2 weeks, we had all 40 guys in the house using baby wipes.
Baby wipes.
Yep.
Okay.
So we knew we had a little bit of market validation there before we would start a couple years later.
And
then, do you want to get...
Yeah, so then we were looking for, reading some books and stuff, for a work week by Tim Ferriss, and we wanted to start a little side business, get some money on automation, and we were like, what can we put online? What can we do different? What do we know? And we knew that we used baby wipes, and there was a couple of spaces in the market. One, the social shame in buying and using baby wipes in public. And then two, the convenience factor. You have these big, bulky boxes that you would buy, and you build this hygiene routine inside your house. However, you can't take that outside of the house with you. So we said, let's individually wrap these things and make them gender specific. So did some research, partnered with a couple manufacturers, and we came out with an individually wrapped baby wipe for guys, gender specific scents, formulas that they can fit in their pocket, in their wallet, to ensure that they go where you go. So that one's for you, Fran.
thank you.
You're very welcome.
And these wipes could be face, body, whatever.
So yeah, all our wipes start with the same gentle formula. They're pH balanced, they're alcohol free, they're paraben free, they're hypoallergenic, they're safe for the entire body. Our below the belt wipes that are taking the place of baby wipes are fully flushable and dispersible and biodegradable. We really try to position those more for restroom use. However, the one that you're holding right there is kind of a product that came through the evolution of research and design. This is our face and body wipe. It's much larger, much more durable, a little bit stronger formula base.
So if I'm out and I don't have time to take a shower, I could, under my arm, do these wipes, and maybe will not just gross everybody out.
Not maybe, definitely. You'll clean up. We actually call these our good wipes for when you can't shower.
Because,
Traveling, commuting.
You know, if you're in an office all day long and you don't get to go home and take a shower, and you got to go to a cocktail party or a surf party, you could use this. Is perfect, right?
Perfect, absolutely. And we also have a lot of office people that will take their lunch breaks and have that as their gym time. So they'll have 45 minutes, and instead of that last 10 minutes where they could shower or can't shower, here you go. You have one of these, and that should do the trick.
So, where'd you find someone who could make these for you, and to get the right formula, the right packaging, the right hygiene? How'd you do that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of research, a lot of outreach, and a lot of sampling. We ended up partnering with someone overseas in China. We have a very strong manufacturing relationship with them, and they worked with us on MOQ, with our initial order, everything.
What's MOQ?
Minimum order quantity. So
minimum order quantity.
As a startup, we talked about sales and cash. Cash is king. We wanted to do a lot of testing. We didn't want to get a ton of inventory that no one was going to buy.
How did you find this guy over in China?
Google.
Really?
That's it.
Google.
Google.
You can find anything out, can't you?
You can find anything.
So what'd you Google?
Wet wipes manufacturing.
Wet wipes manufacturing.
Yep.
And you got a lot of, come up.
Till the end of time.
Found somebody in China that connected.
Yep.
You didn't go to China, did you?
We have not made it out to China.
No,
we have partnered with some third party
Quality
assurance
people,
teams to make sure.
So anyway, so you got them. They designed the package. You came up with good wipes. You had to go get a search to see if anybody else had good wipes. I guess. Somebody else have good wipes or not?
No one has good wipes. Got the domain.
Was
got
that the first? That was the first name you came up with, good wipes.
No.
Yeah. See, you come up probably with a lot of things. You end up with good wipes.
Yeah, it evolves.
So what was your first kind of go at?
So our company name is the Hygiene Group. Hygiene for guys, and we also had gouging. So we thought it'd be cute to put Hygiene on the boxes and then wipes for below the belt. Everyone thought it was like an STD. No one knew what it was. They never heard of it. They couldn't say it. We did a presentation in front of some guys that we respected and some of our mentors, and they were just like, doesn't work. But we had good wipes really small, like good wipes for below the belt. And they're like, why don't you just call it a good wipe?
Good wipe.
And we thought about it for a while, did some research on the trademark, on the domain, and we scooped it up. And we're glad we kind
So
of,
now
went
you
that
got
direction.
you got your product over there. They're going to do your product for you, both below the belt and other
Face and
body
body.
parts, face and body. Now you got to get a design for your package. Got to get a design for your box. You did that locally or what?
Yeah, so and I like to say, as far as like the evolution of everything, the time it took from the decision that we wanted to move forward with the below the belt wipes and sourcing it and getting all the samples, this was it was probably 4.5 months, maybe 5 months total before we even got to the point of choosing a couple manufacturers to get samples from.
Okay. Now you didn't have to
Yep.
spend a lot of money in the first part of that, but you were doing it yourself, and
Right.
you don't have to go out. You didn't go out and raise $100,000.
No, we didn't.
You just bootstrapped it.
Bootstrapped it
Let's
up,
go
everything.
and don't spend any money. That's such a good rule.
Yeah.
I wasn't that smart when I was 25 years old. I had to go out and borrow money from the bank, and guess what happened? The bank a year later, it was $50,000. They came back and said, "Pay up." I didn't have $50,000. It's better to bootstrap it. And you can do that. So all this time you bootstrap it. But now you're going to have to pay this guy over there in China to do this manufacturing for you.
Yep.
So you had to have some seed money to do that, right?
So we were fortunate that our first 2 years out of college to be pretty frugal. We saved some money, and up until this point, we've actually bootstrapped the business with.
So
some
what
small
do you have to?
business
What do you
loans.
have to? You had to give him a minimum order. He's
Minimum
going to do
order.
that.
Yep.
So to get it designed, to get it produced, to get your first good wipes out, what did it cost you? Thousands of dollars, billions of dollars.
No, I mean, I think
Not billions.
You could do something like this between $10,000 and $20,000.
Between $10,000 and $20,000.
Yeah, to
and
start up.
And that came from you guys saving money yourself.
Oh yeah.
It's always better to use your own money. You know why? Who controls it if it's your money? You
We do.
What if you went out and got family and friends? They'd be bugging you to death.
Yeah, why don't you do this?
Why don't you
Change
do
this.
this? Why don't you do that? Change that. And how's business going? You got any profit sharing yet?
Yeah.
And now you're your own bosses.
Exactly.
Yep.
Best thing in the world. Be your own boss. And you can do this. So, all right, now, 10, 20,000. Now we got a product. Now we've got to do the most important thing there is to do.
Sell.
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 Well, I'm not a salesman. We're all salespeople, right? We're all
Every
making
day.
friends. We present ourselves in a certain way. We're building relationships. We're making friends. Selling is nothing more. Think of it this way: it's making friends. Let me tell you a story about making friends.
Oh yeah.
We're in Atlanta, Georgia. This is our office. You live here now.
We do.
Yep.
Billy Payne was a great friend of mine. He was a real estate lawyer out here in suburbs of Atlanta. Played football at the University of Georgia. And he came with a notion some years ago that he wanted to bring the Olympics to Atlanta, Georgia. And I asked him, what type of Olympics? Special Olympics? No, World Olympics to Atlanta, Georgia. I said, that'll never happen. It goes to LA, it goes to New York, or it goes to the great cities of the world. They're coming to Atlanta, Georgia. That's what I want to do. He went off, didn't spend any money, but he got law firms to give him one lawyer from each firm. He had 12 people. And they went around the world to the hundreds or how many there were that people that voted on who's the Olympic City is going to be. Visit them in their homes. Invite them to come to Atlanta. And they had dinner, not in the restaurants, but in our homes. I hosted a number of, so he says, what we did in order to get the vote of those people from all over the world to vote for Atlanta, we made friends.
Made friends.
Selling is making friends.
Making friends.
So now we've got product. Looks good. Who's the first friend you made?
First friend.
How do you get the first sale?
First friend was on the Florida Turnpike. We were driving down to pick up the first batch of our inventory, and we knew that travel centers and Turnpike rest stops could be a market for us. So I walk
pretty
in,
clever.
we walk in, and we say on the way down, and we speak with the manager, who was very kind, said. And we said, hey, we have this product. We want to see what you think. She's like, okay.
You had samples by that time.
We just got it.
Just got it.
Just
So you
got it.
had the product.
Fresh off the boat.
Nothing
yeah.
like
Off the
having
boat.
your product with you, right?
Yes, yeah.
That
It
you
helps.
can-
It's
they
way
can-
easier
they
than
can
not
see, touch,
Touch it,
open
feel
it
it,
up.
smell
and-
it.
Yeah, and then so on the way, we came in the way back, stopped again, dropped the samples off, got their contact information, followed up, went to a couple trade shows, and that necessarily wasn't the first sale, but we finally got that by
But
establishing and making that relationship.
But what you
with
did,
Yeah.
you started right there with the turnpike.
Yep.
Those people went to trade shows.
Yeah. Trade
What kind of trade shows?
Yeah, so it's a great question because that kind of goes back to what you're talking about earlier about asking people questions that have done it before. We reached out to some guys that have a really cool company called Corksicle and Corksicle.
Corsical.
Yeah. So they have a bunch of cool products and every big box store, you name it, they're in it. So we said, what'd you guys do to do this? And they said, we got to get you to Atlanta to go to America's Mart. There's going to be independent retailers. There's going to be pharmacies. There's going to be press. It's not going to be cheap, but put on any credit card you have, you need to get out there.
So they told you where you needed to go
They told us what we
because
needed
they
to do.
knew where you needed to go.
Yep.
Exactly.
You learned from somebody else, huh?
Yep.
You didn't come up with that idea yourself.
No. We would have never done
None
that.
of us do, but you can learn from these guys. And when you start your business, ask somebody who's selling similar products,
Yep.
and they will tell you that people want to help people. So you did that. Go ahead.
We did that, and it was definitely very. If they didn't tell us to do it with that type of conviction, it would have been way too stressful. We wouldn't have done it. It was a huge financial risk for us. We went there. We set up our booth, low budget.
Now, what kind of money did you have to pay on this thing?
I think we were all in on the trip, maybe $5,000.
Okay.
For
that's
booth
the
space,
booth space,
travel.
design, travel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stayed with friends
so
when
we're
we
still
were here.
and then you bootstrapped it.
Yep.
And you stayed with friends. You didn't stay in a $400 room, right?
No, stayed with
you
friends,
did that.
up on the floor.
Save, conserve your money to be able to put the money in this. Okay.
Yep.
And we've signed our first 50 retailers, and we made $5,000.
You
in a
signed
weekend.
50 retailers out of that one deal.
Yep.
Holy, because they got to meet you, they got to see your product, they got to feel and use your product,
Yep.
and out of that you get 50 partners who are going to sell your product.
Yep.
I call them platforms. You got to have multiple platforms. You got to have partners. Everybody says, "Oh no, I want to do it all myself." You cannot do it all yourself, right? That's the number one lesson after selling. You got to get platforms to sell your place. You got to have partners who will sell for you. And now, when you had this is interesting too. You cannot be greedy. Secret to good partnerships is make sure your partner makes money first. If your partner makes money first, if they make a sale and they make money and they see that they get paid a good something, they're going to like you. I partnered with IBM. I had a $2 million company, software company. They were $8 zillion.
Right.
They were the technology company. It's not like today when you got Apple and you got this and that and Microsoft and Amazon and LinkedIn and Linked Out and Linked Up and all the stuff. It was IBM. And I had some software one, and I was $2 million, and I got very humble with the IBM people. Showed them what we're doing, got very humble, and they liked what we were doing, and I made sure that they made money first. And they were a multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm doing $2 million of sales, and you know what? They embraced that. So many people told me, I never made money with IBM. I said, why? Well, yeah, they didn't need money from me. Yeah, they do.